It's a dark side to a street festival that only residents on Hammersmith Avenue have witnessed. It's been a violent weekend for this neighborhood here in the Beaches, filled with fights, stabbing and chaos. As I reported, over 1,000 teens came crowding down the street in the late hours of the night.
We saw some guy who had been stabbed. He was bleeding and the police was trying to help him.
Bloodied latex gloves sitting curbside. This is what's left over from what residents on Hammersmith Avenue say is a dark side of the annual Beaches International Jazz Festival.
There was a fight that occurred just down the way there, and that's the first time I've seen, that level of aggression. There's always little, pushing and shoving instances that kind of resolve themselves, and then people make their own way away. So there was that, and then there was a couple of other incidences where some teens would, they got angry at the bushes, I guess they got in their way. And they did some ripping up of those and trampling of lawns.
It's the reason Ken McAuliffe made the decision to move his family out of Hammersmith a few years ago.
They're throwing beer bottles down your driveway if your car's there because they want to pee down your driveway.
On the final night of the festival, a teenage boy was sent to hospital in serious condition after stabbing. Paramedics say they also transported one female to hospital. Witnesses say people in the crowds were throwing rocks and saw paramedics treating a man who had been hit in the head.
For some reason, this large gathering of youth has picked the Jazz Festival as their venue to meet.
It's left many on Hammersmith questioning why police usher the teens, many of whom are reported to be drinking underage, onto their street to begin with.
Trying to really funnel them in different directions is very difficult. It's definitely not ideal, that type of number. When you send them in different directions, I don't have the resources to watch 5 and 6 different streets at the same time if I'm going to send them down different areas.
Police say the crowds are getting bigger as the years go on, and this weekend, word of the gathering spread through social media. They say Friday night was the biggest turnout they've received. About 32 cops and around 20 auxiliary officers assist with the Jazz Festival throughout the area, and resources are strapped, though 55 Division says it has enough officers on the streets to ensure it's safe.
For the most part, I can keep most people safe with the numbers I have.
The area's councillor has heard complaints from residents for years now, saying this is an age-old habit and Hammersmith is ground zero during the after hours of the festival.
I'll continue to talk to the police about better measures for next year. Well, maybe we have more police presence on Hammersmith itself, officers on horses or officers on foot.
And some of the residents tell me they are still hoping to meet with police and the area's council just to come up with some other possible solutions. Now, the big crowds start to gather at the Max right across the street on Queen Street East before they get ushered down Hammersmith. And in the past, the area's councillor tells me the store owner has tried to shut down his store a bit earlier on, but that really didn't make a difference.